The following is a production of cprundown.com. The views and opinions expressed by the host of this podcast are those of the individual and not of any affiliated companies. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rundown on Fun, a weekly podcast covering the Cedar Fair Entertainment Company, the amusement industry, and the business of fun. Here are your hosts, Karsten Anderson, Evan Schultz, and Kyle Hu.
Well, and we're back with a brand new episode. Kyle's not here again, obviously, because this is definitely not Kyle's voice. I don't sound like all like super proper and professional sounding. I'm just like,
and like you've been at Halloween Horror Nights 600 times.
Yeah, right. So disclaimer, Kyle is a little exhausted. He said he had to work, quote unquote, he worked a 17-hour day or is going to work a 17-hour day. But I think he's just kind of blowing us off this week because maybe he's just at, Horror Nights.
He's too good for us because, he's in Orlando and Halloween Horror Nights and all that good stuff. And
you know what? I don't blame him. So if he's
not
going,
at all.
If he's going to Horror Nights, go right ahead. But
he's
anyway,
living his best life.
So we've got a lot to talk about. So we're just gonna it'll probably be a little bit shorter of an episode, but we've got a lot to talk about, especially with Top Thrill 2. I was just able to recording on a Thursday night. Not exactly.
Yeah, you kind of pulled you pulled a Kyle.
I did pull a Kyle. Yeah.
Went to Cedar Point and we're recording at it's 9 p.m. and Karsten, you were at Cedar Point today.
Yep.
The park opened at 6 and you were at Cedar Point today.
Yep. So yeah. Who knows when this is going to get released? Hopefully, obviously, probably within the next few days or so. But I'm not sure if it'll get released like immediately. But anyway, so I got to see all of the construction going on Top Thrill 2, and let me just tell you, seeing it in person is way different than seeing it like in photos and stuff. Like photos, you're like, that's cool. All right, yeah. I mean, looks big.
Tony's tweet today, I was like, oh my god.
Right?
Oh my god.
Like as soon as you because just to give you like a visual reference, I'm like walking the main midway, walking down over by where Skyride's at, the Skyride building is, and it's literally like you can see it towering over. It looks about it looks almost like the sections, like they've actually got like a few sections. It almost looks like a mini Top Thrill. The tower like that was originally there for Dragster, it almost looks like that's like where like kind of like what it is or whatever, and it looks like the sections are maybe like 25, 20, 30 feet or so kind of guessing or so. It looks like maybe it's like 60 to 70 feet high already, like the actual tower.
Yeah, I mean it's towering over that section of Iron Dragon pretty good.
Yeah, it really is. I got to ride Power Tower and also Iron Dragon. Power Tower, yeah, that crane is massive. We're like all the way up on the top of Power Tower, and I'm like, wow, we're just getting to like where it bends in the crane where you can see it like sticking up. So
does it have the crane fully extended still?
No, they had it. They had it down. It's napping, I guess you could say.
Yeah, for the weekend.
Yeah, until until Monday when they most likely start on more construction. But yeah, like tower looks crazy. They've got if you go on our Facebook page, the Rundown Facebook page, you can see there's like a ladder in the middle of the actual tower and stuff. So I don't know what maintenance guy is going to have to climb that ladder, like 420 feet or so. That's going to be a fun ladder to climb. Really good perspectives of seeing how tall it is obviously in the Iron Dragon's queue line. So go ride Iron Dragon, still a fun ride. And then Iron Dragon actually goes through the spike tower. Like it's crazy. You're not like, I thought you were gonna almost like swing kind of towards it. You're kind of like going pretty straight through it or so and kind of turning just a little. If you want like a really, really close up impression, I guess, if you sit on the right side if you're riding Iron Dragon, you can kind of get close to one of the back supports. But yeah, so that's really cool. The painting going on on the tower, on the main tower and everything. The grate. So it looks really funny because like the way that they've been painting it, like it's kind of like almost the right side's been painted on it and the left side's still yellow, like tower wise. So where you're like, oh, it almost looks like it's got like it almost looks like there's like a giant shadow. And you're like, wait, what? And you're like,
like
nothing's there. Nothing's there
like
to shadow. But
Two-Face, but Top Thrill version. I can't.
Yeah.
Not Top Thrill Dragster version. Just.
Yeah. So
not Two-Face, just Top Thrill.
Yeah.
In the same vein as Two-Face.
So, like I said, the painting's going really, really well.
Have they added more paint since last weekend?
Oh, a ton. Like, I would say a lot of the support columns ish have at least seen a lot of gray, and it looks like they just need to like get in a certain area and they can paint the rest of it and stuff. I honestly think the painting will probably be done by the end of operations.
I think the spike will be at this point.
Right? I mean,
they are moving.
We were talking about that. You know, I have a few construction buddies or so, and obviously this is all just hearsay and us just kind of brainstorming and stuff. But that crane, like to maybe rent it a month, might be $100,000, $200,000. I mean,
a
like
day.
or it could be like that a day. Like obviously, like it'd be so cool to be like, oh no, by the way, it's $5,000 a day, and you're like, what? And we're like, we're gonna keep it.
I really think it's more like I think it's like it really is probably hundreds of thousands of dollars a week to rent that thing. So they're like, hey, build it quick, please.
Yeah. They're like, okay, well, we don't need it anymore. Thanks. We'll just use other cranes because that's really,
you guys
really
are
expensive.
open at 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. on Thursdays. Well, guess what? Your day's starting at 4 a.m. then, so you could get that much more done on Thursdays.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it might be done. I mean, I guess it depends on the weather because
with the weather that we've had, it'll be done.
It doesn't look like when I saw we got sent some photos from it actually like during the week from I think like First Street or something or whatever, and the crane just like a little bit past Power Tower, like the actual height of Power Tower, and I think that's like the very top where the blinky light is. I think is like 300-ish feet or so.
Those side note, those pictures were from Battery Park.
Okay, they're gonna have to add an extension onto that crane, so it's not at its full height yet, which is crazy to think. But yeah, like I'm super pumped and excited about it. It looks like a lot of the station is done. When I wrote Iron Dragon, I made sure I wrote it twice because there was nobody there, so I went on the left side, and then I went on the right side, see which way is better. Yeah, I was. And the station foundation, like the for the extra support that they're going to add, looks to be coming together really well. The foundation for the transfer track is also done, it looks like, for the most part, and it's a giant thick slab like for a transfer track. I'm like, wow, they really okay.
It's kind of like the old ride too.
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think. I'm thinking. But yeah, so
no more track has been added.
Yeah, no more track has been added. I'm assuming next Thursday it's going to be a lot different.
It's going to be done.
Right. And unfortunately for you guys that are listening, we're actually going to probably change our recording schedule. We're going to record before Thursday, so that way Evan and I can experience Thursday at the park and not have to leave like, at 8:00 especially when the parks on Thursdays. It's nice to visit.
We'll get into this, but we went to I went Thursday last weekend, and that was the most empty I have seen that park in a long time. So Thursdays in September are a win, please.
Yeah. So,
well, actually, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. Don't go Thursdays. They're the worst.
No, go Thursday because we don't want them to. We don't want it to be too dead to where the park's like, well, we'll just get rid of Thursdays because they're not working out. But
the park can throw us a bone. Let us have a fun day of no.
It's expensive. No, I can see.
There's no operating costs or food costs or anything. It makes total business sense to run the park when it's completely empty.
But I mean, Thursdays do actually pick up a lot when they when the parks actually open a lot more and people
seems,
start to get the theme of like, oh, hey, the park's actually open on Thursdays and they actually can go.
It seems like once Columbus Day hits, that's when Thursdays get like super busy.
Yeah. So, and plus weather's been great, so you can't complain about that. But yeah, so I'm expecting track to be added. I would assume on Monday or so, unless they want to get a lot more of the foundation work, or not foundation, but the tower built more or whatever.
Yeah,
but
I wonder how that goes. Like if they want to do the whole tower or the whole like support structure first and then add the track.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's
interesting.
It is interesting. So
I just
definitely
hope it's done by the end of the season. I don't want to have to wait through just a couple months till winter chill out.
To see like yeah.
I want to see it before the season ends. That's
right.
That'd be like the cherry on top for the season.
That would be. I mean, I definitely think it's possible. I don't know
with the way the weather's been. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. But yeah. So definitely make sure you stay tuned to our Facebook page and stuff and everything. Also, make sure you follow Tony Clark on Twitter. He's definitely been pumping out a lot of.
He's as like
awesome
geeked out about this as we are.
I know, right? And then also follow Cedar Point's YouTube page, because they keep coming out with really cool behind the scenes videos. What did they call it? The
standby.
I can't remember, but I'll go into detail about it. But it like talks about like the construction and shows like it shows the videos of like them doing the construction and doing everything. By the way, the photos also, like, I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's really scary with the whole like cutoff of like the roof and stuff. Well, they've got one more that's why I lost my train of thought. They have one more section to add and one more cutoff. And I was looking at that. That's going to be really like, close. It's going to be
as it is now, the roof right over your head. It's how it's going to be. But then to the side of you, like you're going to be whizzing right by that.
Yeah.
Roof.
It's going to be great.
The YouTube series that Cedar Point has going is Top Thrill 2 Pit Stop.
Okay, Pit Stop.
And they've had 2 videos so far, and they're the first one was Tony talking about what they had done to that point, and then this last one I think is the project manager talking about it, which is cool to get different perspectives about everything. It'll be cool, like especially probably come like March when they have like the design team talk about like the theming that's going into it and the signage and all that kind of stuff, because that's just as important. It's so cool.
Hopefully at Winter Chill Out they like show like the renderings of like what that midway is going to look like,
like better, like more detailed, like okay, this is really what it's going to be like, right? And maybe they let us sit in the train, maybe. Just a small suggestion for Winter Chill Out this year. We got to sit in the cheese car, and I know nothing tops that.
Well, Kyle luckily is going to be our on the grounds taking pictures of the train if it's at IAPA, because he'll be at IAPA, and he'll be like, hey Kyle, make sure you sit in the train or take pictures of the train or send us a few photos, because he'll be busy going
for those for doing his like actual career and stuff.
Right.
But for those that don't know, IAPA is like the international trade show for amusement parks. Like whatever industry you're in probably has a trade show. Like literally every industry has a trade show. Well, amusement parks do too, and that's when they show off new trains. And
it's a big trade show too. Like they'll have it's not just like roller coaster designers and things like they'll have
people that make thematic fog for amusement parks.
Yeah. They'll have anything and everything. Like they'll have like claw machines, and you can actually ride some prototype rides there.
I know Zamperla, our new best friends at Zamperla. Adam, please come back on the show.
Yes.
They always unveil something new. I mean, usually you could ride one of their rides, one of their flat rides, and they always have weird, crazy flat rides.
They'll have like 3D simulator or 4D simulators or whatever, and I mean, just anything that you can think of, like I don't know, different kinds of cotton candy and popcorn and different funnel cakes and
like I listened to quite a few podcasts that were at IAPA last year, and I'm just trying to think of all the weird, crazy crap there was. I remember there was like
the one was I think the weird one that I was on Coaster Radio. They were talking about how they had this claw machine. It was like the booze claw machine.
Yeah, and there was like little shot bottles of whatever.
Yeah, where you could put like $5 or $10 in this claw machine or whatever.
How haunt events bring that out?
Right.
Oh my
You
God.
got to make sure you like staff it though, so people can check IDs.
$10 a pop, winner every time.
Oh wow, yeah.
The line would be down the midway. Free
Yeah.
marketing idea, Cedar Point.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right. So yeah, no,
Well, anyways,
it's good stuff. So yeah, so look
speaking
forward
of haunt,
to all that. Yeah, right. We've got so tomorrow, Evan and I will be going to Cedar Point. We got invited to do like a media preview, I guess you could say. And we're going to be able to check out and taste all of the new things that Halloweekends has to offer, like all the drinks, I would assume, and all the food items that you
especially
can
all the food.
purchase and everything. And then also I think we're going to get like a behind the scenes tour of one of the haunted houses, or I'm sorry, haunted maze, I think is what they're calling them now.
One of the indoor haunts.
Yeah, so we'll have a lot more detail on our next episode for sure. But Evan, I heard that you were able to, because I know you're such a crazy foodie and you couldn't wait.
Yes.
You got to try one of the items. You actually paid your actual physical money from your actual job.
Yeah.
You actually bought something. You want to tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah. Well, listen, I did it in the name of content. I had to get content for the show, so that's why I decided to fork over the money and buy I don't even know what they're calling them. What is it? Backbeat has smoked chicken wings for the whole year, or they're full chicken wings. They're super good. Well, not only am I a foodie, but I especially like spicy stuff. And Cedar Point doesn't really have a ton of spicy stuff, so you can imagine my thrill when they announced one of the haunt specialty food items was those smoked chicken wings, but with hot sauce. And so I decided to go try them before our media event, and just that media event, it's going to be, oh yeah, there's some food. Give me the wings. I'm going to be eating a full plate of wings.
You're like, I'll like look over there and be like, Evan has just got like sauce all over his face and fingers, and
I'm just like licking my fingers. And, what's up, Mr. Midnight?
Yeah, right. We're like, oh wow, that's cool, great, yeah.
Yeah, Mr.
Awesome.
Midnight's gonna be looking at me like I'm the freak.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, sorry guys, we're all out of the wings for the night.
Yeah, my bad. But anyways, yeah, they're so good. They're not like they're a pretty good level. Like on a level of like 1 to 10 for spice, they're like a solid like 7 or 8.
Oh,
Like
wow.
they're up there.
Are they hotter than the buffalo chicken tenders that we used to have over there by Maverick?
By Maverick, yes.
Like a lot?
Maybe not a lot, but they're definitely spicier than what was back by Maverick.
I probably would have to not. I'll try them if they're available.
You're gonna try them.
I'm gonna make sure. I'll be like, where's my milk? I need milk.
Yeah. I mean, you're not gonna be sitting there crying, but they're spicy.
Okay.
But not only are they spicy, like they're super tasty. I mean, those wings are on their own are really good. They have that nice smoky flavor, but oh my god. The hot sauce adds so much to it, and they come with little fresh jalapenos on them too.
Oh
which
gosh,
really takes it up a notch.
Gosh, that's like my mouth is starting to burn right now.
Yeah.
About it.
But it walks that line of it's not just spicy, it has flavor too.
Well, that's good though, because I've had some
good.
spicy stuff before, not at
where it just tastes hot.
Where it just is hot and you don't have anything else. You're like,
all you taste is pain.
Yeah.
That's not these wings. They're really good. So I'm super excited to try those again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And all the other food items, we went through the list last week, but
we did. I'm
really intrigued by that weird Oktoberfest pizza. I hope they give us a shot at that. And the Nashville chicken and waffles, because again, spicy.
Right. I'm like, I'll try it.
Yeah. Well, they had the Nashville chicken last year, but I'm hoping it's the same stuff. But this time they're just like, we'll give you a waffle with it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, where's some Toff's milk?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll leave the media event and go running up to the Tops ice cream parlor, like,
Yeah, be like,
please,
our mouths
please,
are on
just
fire.
give me dairy.
Oh, what is that? What is your saying to Kyle or whatever? My tummy hurt.
My tummy no feel good.
Yeah. And that's not a knock on Cedar Point's food or anything like that. It's just sometimes at least I know I can't handle spicy. So we'll definitely give
I
you the
love
full,
spicy.
we'll definitely give you the full review
Yeah.
next week on that. But speaking of a review, you want to talk a little bit? I know we were randomly at the park on Thursday and had absolutely no idea that we were both at the park on Thursday.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about?
We went through all the haunted houses.
We did, yeah. So you want to just I mean, obviously, like all the haunted houses are pretty much the same as years past.
There's not a whole lot of reason to talk about the ones that we've seen.
Few things. We could talk maybe like I know
Bloodbath added some stuff.
Yeah, Bloodbath. It seems like they added some PVC piping in one room or something. And then it looks like they changed some of the walls in there, and then also like like the configuration and everything. Like it seems
longer this year, maybe.
It seemed longer.
Yeah, there was some blank spaces in there last year, and like Carson said, there's a room. I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm just. It's all the walls are just all PVC pipe for some reason. Not really. It's like we're in the bowels of the club or whatever. Yeah. Maybe so, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean there were some pretty good jump scares, in there, and obviously that was Cedar Point's new haunted house last year.
And it seemed like a revival of Club Blood, which was always a fan favorite.
Yeah, I definitely like that. But Mr. Midnight got a house,
his own house, and that is the star of the show this year.
Oh my goodness, right?
I liked it better. I liked Midnight better than Chucky at Universal.
Wow, that's saying something, people. That's saying something.
Well, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I really hated Chucky though. In the name of Cedar Point praise, I will leave it at that. But Chucky sucked.
Yeah, So yeah, you want to describe a little bit about the Mr. Midnight house?
I think last week we were kind of speculating, like, okay, well, what's it gonna be exactly? Like Mr. Midnight's whole thing is that he's everything fear, right? So we were kind of excited where it's like, okay, well, they could kind of do a whole host of things with this haunted house, and that's exactly what they did. There's no cohesive theme in the house, but yet that's the good thing about it. Each room is some different thing that is scary. I mean, there's one room that's dolls. There's one room that's like, I don't know. It has kind of like the old like Wacky Shack at Waldemere effects, like with the spinning tunnel room and like you're going down a hallway and it looks like you're shrinking. But on top of that, there's actors in there and they're doing what they're doing. God, I don't know why I'm like blanking, but there's a good bit of different scenery and different themes throughout the house, and it was a really good house. It was nice. It was a nice freshen up, and it also seems like a very long house.
And then they also it seemed like we went up like a story, maybe not a story, but like we went up an elevation.
I think that was to go through that rotating tunnel.
And let me just say that
Mr. Midnight is in there too.
Yes, he is.
He is in fact in his house.
It is it's good. I thought it was great. There was a lot of jump scares. And obviously, I mean, Halloweekends started last week, so haven't really had a big run through with it. So we'll have more detail if we do get a tour of that house at that media event.
And
we'll talk more about it, but it was good.
Yeah, it seemed like in its opening weekend, we say this at the beginning of the regular season too, but the actors are catching their stride, just like the ride operators are catching their stride in May. Right. But it seemed like, especially Mr. Midnight's house, that it was rolling. It was rocking and rolling right away. As was Cornstalkers on Saturday night when I went through it on Saturday night.
There's a lot of like unbottled energy, like that when you're going through that, that you can see, the scare actors, they're just, kind of like, whoa, and then, and, just kind of all right, yeah, no, like get into it, like, scare me, like I'm a hard person to scare. And Evan, I think I was with you. I don't remember where. I think it was.
Yeah, you were with me, and I don't remember where either.
I think it was the freak show.
I remember you going, yeah.
I think it was freak. I think it was Freak Show or something, and something like, I don't know. Some girl like did something like out of the ordinary, and it caught me by surprise, and I jumped a little. I'm like, yep. You got me. Like, you actually, I'm not trying to be like conceited, but like, it's very, I don't know why. I wish I could have.
And especially these haunted houses you've been through 100 times, and all the, and this is no knock on Cedar Point or anything. We've been through these houses, and we've worked in these houses. We know where to hide, and we know where everybody's hiding.
It's just, man, I wish, I'm like, I don't know. A lot of things just don't scare me. So when she got me, I was like, yeah, congrats. Like, can I give you like a
gold star,
a gold star or something? Because I mean,
yeah,
it just takes a lot to, unfortunately, just to scare me. But but it was good.
So we mentioned that Thursday, and then I was there Saturday, and that's when I kind of took the time to do the outdoor haunts.
Yeah,
which, I mean, they're good. They're just kind of the same. Clowns is different. Boy, the fog on the Gemini Midway was unreal on Saturday night.
Oh, was it good? Because I know we went through it on Thursday, and I know the I think the wind was messing a lot of it up, and I know on Saturday actually though, the humidity, I think
it was
what I talked about. It's either humidity high or humidity low, whatever.
Whichever it's supposed to be is what it
whatever
was.
It's supposed to be, like the fog that sticks. Because once it sticks, it's like, it's good.
So the fog was so dense that I was standing on that little, that patio outside the yogurt place and the Coke Freestyle.
Yeah.
Towards like the Magnum side of the Gemini Midway.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, and normally that's a plain as day, clear as day view of the Gemini lift hill, right?
Yeah.
Granted, it's dark out, but you could see the lift hill typically.
Right.
With the fog, it was so dense, all you could see was the lights on the lift hill.
Oh my gosh.
It was so, and of course I had a ride Gemini then, but
was the ride on Gemini foggy?
Yeah, that was that was good. And then later on I got a front seat ride on Maverick with Cutthroat Cove's fog going.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
And then to end the night I got a second row ride on Millennium with Blood on the Bayou and the Frontier Trail fog going.
Yeah.
And that was so dense that even in the second row, I could not see the track ahead of me in certain spots.
Oh wow.
It was probably one of the best rides on Millennium I've ever had.
It's really like, that's what I like about Halloweekends too, is obviously they'll bring out the fog machines and things like that, and sometimes the fog kind of like carries or moves around, and it'll make maybe the drop on Millennium Force you go right into a fog or like for instance Maverick, like it's great. I do enjoy that
and then
a lot.
So then I saw both the opening ceremonies and the new Midnight Syndicate show. Do we want spoilers or
let's wait.
Kind of a
Let's wait.
With that in mind,
let's add that to next week's episode.
Okay. Well, I'll just say that opening ceremonies different than last year, a little weird, but still the same vibe with mostly the same vibe with Mr. Midnight and all that.
Like creepy, and you're like,
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Midnight Syndicate, we questioned, what are they gonna do? They're outside this year. It's a different show for Midnight Syndicate. That's what I'll say.
Okay. All right.
It's different. And of course their music is fantastic. It's all the music's from their new album. Remind me of the title.
I'm bad
thinking
with it.
Brimstone Club. Brimstone something. I think it's Brimstone Club. Anyway, I want to give those guys due diligence because they are really, really talented.
And what's cool is like, I'm in their club. I think I paid like $5 or $10 or whatever to join their club. They're local guys to Ohio and stuff, and they're actually talking about possibly like wanting to expand to where they could possibly travel around the United States and stuff. And they actually
don't in September and October. They belong.
I was going to say they actually are a big, and they actually came out with with an album or something down in Universal, which was really cool.
So I believe that their music's been used at Horror Nights before.
Yeah, their music's great. Like if you're throwing like a haunted
Halloween party, just play Midnight
Halloween,
Syndicate.
like, or you have like your own haunted house or something or whatever.
Yeah.
Use their music. Their music is really good. Like they've got like little cool sounds that they use. And it's kind of terrifying. You know?
Okay, so sidebar story, but then also first, it is Brimstone Club is their new album. Go listen to it. They're awesome. So it was last Halloween season. Maya and I went to see a movie. Can't remember what it was. Probably some horror movie. And we were waiting in line to get snacks before the movie. And they had like in that lobby, like any movie theater, there's like little TVs around showing ads and crap. Well, this particular theater decided to show like basically fun TV. It was like, okay, here's an ad, and then here's like, go buy some snacks, and then okay, we're gonna play a random music video. They played Midnight Syndicate, and I was, oh my god, look! I was so excited, and I think it was like right after Halloween, so the park had closed, and I was like, oh, it made me,
that's great. That's great.
Yeah. So again, Midnight Syndicate is different this year, definitely different because they're outside, I guess. But yeah, Halloween's just fun, and the park is decorated really well. And
oh my gosh, we need to talk about that. So the whole entire main midway, we didn't even talk about this. Is completely, I know, like how everyone sees, like when they walk in, they see the graves and they see like the graves of
graveyard.
Like, the graveyard and stuff. That's completely gone. They moved it. It's not gone. They just moved it.
And I have a theory about that.
Ooh, okay. Oh, I remember.
You know what it is.
Jeez,
it's not actually my theory. It's my girlfriend's theory, but I'm using it.
So they moved all of those cool like structures, I guess you could say, that they used
the little booths from Harvest
Fear, and they repurposed them. And there's like one that's like a candy one, and they're
sitting in those gardens on the main midway
of like apple pies or something or whatever. There's a whole entire theme. It's really, really cool.
It's just got a really nice fall theme going on up there.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and everything got changed up there, like, which is really nice. Like, I think it, like, everyone's
those big
like,
banners in front of the arcade. On the main midway. And
everyone's like, I hate change, and
well,
and I'm like, no, like change is good sometimes. Like it's not, it doesn't have to always be bad. And we didn't even get to talk about the ogre,
right?
Ogre, yes, he's like, I want to call him like the ogre like 2.0. Like he actually got updated.
He has a new spiel.
He talks for like 5 minutes and doesn't shut up now.
Yeah, it's he sits where the scrambler used to be.
He sings poker face
but it's now ogre face.
Yeah, in a cute,
ogre face.
In a cute little way, which is, I like that. And then also I was gonna say, I'm trying to find. Okay, so I got the details. So those booths that are in the middle of where the flowers are and stuff and everything, like under Skyride and all the way down or whatever, there's like a ring toss booth, there's a pumpkin shooter booth, and these have like all kinds of cool little things or whatever. They got pumpkin toss, they got a pie contest booth, they got a sweet tooth booth, like with giant, looks like candy apples and like all kinds of candy and popcorn and all kinds of fun stuff. So
it should be noted that they are fake, but it's all for ambiance, and it looks
I
cool.
Wish it wasn't fake, but yeah, they are fake. If you want to do the ride, if you want to see the ride cemetery and things like that, it is actually underneath
underneath Corkscrew.
Or Corkscrew,
where the rock and roll cemetery that they had for some reason used to be. But it's underneath Corkscrew. That's my theory.
Yeah. What's your theory, Evan?
Subliminal messaging there. The ride cemetery moves where Corkscrew is. I don't.
Yeah, so it's got one foot in the grave. Is
this will be brought up again when we play Cedar Fair Grinch in a couple months.
Right. It'd be like, well, Corkscrew's going away. Well, hey, you know what? It's coming back in 24 because it's in the renderings. Dang it.
Yeah, I think. It is, but Snake River Expedition isn't. Dun dun dun.
Oh, I really no. They just brought back the boats. That was
We're reading way too much into renderings, but
yeah.
little backstory.
Don't read too
We're
much into renderings
with
because
Top Thrill 2, we're looking at these renderings like, oh wow, it's super detailed. Oh, okay, the corkscrew's still there. Why aren't the boats on the lagoon? Are
Right.
they getting rid of the boats?
yeah.
So
yeah.
that's all that's from. I highly doubt they actually are, but it is.
Well, I mean, hopefully not. I guess we'll find out next year if the boats are
yeah.
there or not. Because I liked them. I thought they were cool.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm trying to think.
that'll do it.
I don't. Oh, you know what? Really quick, let's talk about merchandise. We got to go in the
Mr. Midnight Sphere Emporium.
Yes. They have a giant like throne that you can sit on with like really cool
photo op.
light up bat.
It looks like it belongs in Bloodbath. It's like these like neon pink bat wings that like are on the back of the throne.
Great. And by the way, that's a great selfie spot, but there's a lot of like selfie spots that you can take pictures of over
throughout
the
park.
Yeah, throughout the park and stuff. So they got really good places to do that. But the merch this year, at least currently right now, doesn't look like there's like a ton of new merch per se. Maybe they're gonna trickle it out like they did with the summer stuff, which is interesting. But I do like they have a Cedar Point, and it's like there is, and I'm looking at the photo right now, but it's like Frankenstein, and it says spine, spine shaking suspense, which is and thrills.
Try saying that 10 times fast.
Right, I know. Thrills and chills, and it's the GV.
The GV Art and Design that's out of Cleveland.
Yes. It says Halloweekends in all orange and Frankenstein's green. It's got a picture of Millennium Force, and it looks like there's a moon in the background. And then you've got Steel Vengeance, and then you've got like a skyline picture of like Gatekeeper's keyholes. You can see Power Tower. You also can see, it looks like, just looking at it, you can see the little the arms that hold up the what is it? The boat ride, Ocean Motion or Potion Motion, if they call it
Ocean Potion.
Yes, if they still call it that. And then you can see it looks like Raptor in the background. I like that shirt. It's a gray shirt, real nice, real soft, real, it's just like the Millennium Force one that they made last year. They have it in hoodie form, it looks like as well. They also have a new shirt. I actually really like it a lot. The Clowns, the death metal tour, they got like a big skeleton head with flames on the front of it. And then they have I'm trying to find, they have on the back of it, it actually shows like where, like, quote unquote, where like they toured, I guess, and they have like different cities and different things. I'm kind of curious on like what the backstory is on that, and seeing like what that's all about. They have another Cedar Point shirt, whatever, that says CP Halloweekends, and it's kind of creepy. It's got some spider webs, and yeah. So they also have a really cool Halloweekends shirt. It says CP and then Halloweekends, and it almost looks like it's like it looks almost like there's like bones in the Halloweekends, and then the CP looks like kind of like gravy, like a graveyard, like the.
I thought you were trying to say gravy, like.
No, yeah. But there's like skeleton hands that are holding onto it. There's cobwebs, things like that. It's been a long day.
I'm like, that's the wrong holiday, man.
Yeah, right. There's
Good
that,
gravy,
which is really cool. And I know, Evan, you really, really like these. They came out with Halloweekends posters, which are really cool.
Yeah, they almost look like Made to Thrill posters. They're not, but they're
not
that vibe.
Right, yeah. They have the one Made to Thrill one where they've got the hearse.
Yeah, I think that was from last year.
It was the design from last year, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so they still have that one, but they came out with, it looks like, I mean, they're pretty much like the logos for the houses. So you got like Freak Show.
They're a little more stylized. They're cool.
And they got Bloodbath, and they got Slaughterhouse. They got Cornstalkers 2.0, and then
isn't the clown one in that set
Haunting
too?
of Fury State.
No,
It is not actually. No.
Oh, it must just be the houses then.
And
No,
you
you
can
said
get a
corn
signed
stalkers.
limited edition from the person that actually made and created these for $34.99. And if you don't want the signed one, you can get it for $29.99. So
Cool.
before like your past discount. And then also Midnight Syndicate has all their cool stuff for sale. They also have that Brimstone Club. I can't talk. Wow. That's really cool. They have, I don't know what you want to call it on the shirt. It's got, to me, it looks like it's got a face with like a tongue out. And it says Halloweekends on the top of the shirt, and it says Cedar Point on it. Again, you got to see it in person. You can check our Facebook page. I uploaded all those photos. Made sure I ran around frantically on Thursday to get all these photos. And then Evan, you would like this. They've got a throwback to the buttons. Like you can, if you missed all the old buttons from previous years that they had for Halloweekends, they've got little jars that you can pick up some old buttons that they don't have at the actual button stop.
So if you missed any of your 2021 or 2022 Halloweekends buttons, go get them at Mr. Midnight Store. They definitely just like found some boxes in the back and they're like, oh crap, better put these out. And there's a new set for this year. There's 10 new buttons.
You want to talk about
Halloweekends? I thought I had the buttons within arm's reach, but I guess not. They're nothing crazy. They got the logos of, I believe, all of the houses. And then there's like a couple of the scare zones, especially Killer Clowns is one of them. And then they just kind of have two general like Cedar Point Halloweekends buttons. And yeah, so those are the last 10 buttons for this year's the 2023 button collection in general. And those are all just bought off the wall. They're not rare or ultra rare or any of that garbage. So go fork over your $10 at the button shop because they're cool buttons.
Yep. And then you'll be able to complete your buttons for all of this 2023 season.
Mine are done. This is the earliest I've gotten them. I had the summer, like the full set done in like the middle of August. And then obviously I had to wait for the Halloweekends buttons to come out. But that's the earliest I've gotten it done in all 3 years that they've done this. Last year I didn't finish it until after the season.
Jeez.
I was making trades with people on Facebook after the season.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you want to meet over there underneath the school sign?
No, we weren't that creepy. We were sending them through U.S. postage. So when I went to the local post office, I'm like, I want to mail this button. I definitely got some weird looks, but it is
nice. Hey, you know what? If it gets you, so you have all the buttons 100% ever since they started. Is that correct?
So in 2021, they had the whole button collection, but the random packs, they didn't put any of the Peanuts buttons in them.
Okay.
And because I wasn't forced to get those, because they weren't Cedar Point or ride related necessarily, the Peanuts buttons.
I do remember this, yeah.
So I didn't want them. And because I wasn't forced to get them through random packs, I didn't bother to collect them. And then in 2022, the Peanuts ones were in button packs. So I was like, well, I already have half the sets, half of each.
So now are you like trying to make trades like under the table to get the first year of
I have all the ones I care about.
Okay.
And if anybody from 2021 has a Mantis ride vehicle, my mother would like it because that's all she needs from 2021.
Evan has a job, so he can pay you some money if
I don't think we're allowed to pay people for buttons. I think that's against the rules.
Oh, is it against the rules? All right. Yeah. So you got to trade.
I will give you a gift because it's your birthday, and you will happen to give me a button for free.
And you'll get a CP rundown button. How's that?
Yeah. It's your birthday. Wink, wink. Here's your birthday gift.
Right.
But yeah, if anybody has a Mantis ride vehicle they're willing to part with, please, you would make my mother very happy.
She's been thinking about it since 2021.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a rare one. They just like sold out in like June, and they just never got new ones.
That's interesting.
Or if any merchandise people at Cedar Point are listening, like, hey, can you like order another pack of those?
They're just gonna order like, hey, retro buttons. Like, oh yeah, they came back and everyone's got.
If that happens, we'll know that we have some influence.
Oh boy. Well,
all right.
I think that's probably gonna wrap it up for this episode. It's a little longer than what I thought it was gonna be, but
time to prep our stomachs for tomorrow's food.
Yeah, for sure. We got to get a good night's rest. And then hopefully this will be posted within the next few days or so. Again, we're not sure. And then our next recording, we'll be able to talk about everything that we got to see. And
for Media Day.
yeah,
and
then
eat.
And then hopefully Kyle will be back. So
I like to hear from our actual host every once in a while.
Yeah, right.
His
Yeah,
attendance
so
record is just down the drain.
Evan, you want to say goodbye, and then I'll close us out.
Yeah, so just like Carson said, so next week look forward to all of our food. Well, yeah, all of our food reviews. I'll tell you all about the wings once again, but spoiler alert, they're really good. Yeah, that's about it. Can't wait. See y'all next week.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, and thanks for listening. And make sure you share this podcast with all of your friends and help us grow. Thanks, guys. Take it away, Justin.
Thank you for listening to the Rundown on Fun. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay up to date on all things Cedar Fair. As always, be kind to your ride operators, and we will see you on the Midway. Good night.